Yo, what's going on, guys? So, welcome back to the Conscious Lens. Hope everyone's been well. For those of you who are new, my name is Steve, and here at the Conscious Lens, this brand that I'm building and this YouTube channel that I'm posting on, it's all about becoming more conscious. It's all about aiming for a profound life, right? Creating the existence that you envision to create. And if you don't have a vision, man, inspiring you to build a vision, right? I really hope to inspire people with this channel, even if, not everyone is going to learn or pursue the same things I'll speak of. At the very core of it, all I care about is just to inspire people to go after the life that they want and to engage with their life, to take it seriously, and to really go forth into life with this attitude of curiosity and learning and building and growing and serving and creating, right? There's so much life has to offer. It's really infinite when you think about it. And yeah, that's what I hope to achieve with this channel, and really help people see the importance of, for their own sake, in their own authentic way. So today I've decided to do a somewhat of a book review. I love to read. Reading is at the very core of the things that I value, and it's at the core of my self-actualization work, is learning and engaging with new knowledge. Not to take it on as complete theory or ideology, but to really expand my mind into new territory and to get ideas into my system that I've never heard of before, to really challenge me to grow and to see life in a new way. And in a lot of cases, discover ways of being, or discover ways of thinking, or discovering practices, or whatever it is that you didn't even know existed, that literally will end up completely changing your life. And that's why books are so essential. That's why I read a lot. So today we're going to talk about just one of them, a book that I read probably a couple of years ago. And this book changed me. This book completely reframed my attitude and my understanding of, and my experience of adversity, obstacles, uh, suffering, whatever it is, grief, anxiety, things that stop you, things that get in the way, and things that kind of take you into the realm of life not going the way you want it to. So this book is called The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. And this book, guys, if you want to really open your mind to new ways of thinking about your suffering and adversity as a whole concept, this book is absolutely essential. Ryan Holiday is a very enthusiastic guy. I've read, I think, only one of his books, but I watched his YouTube channel a lot, and his attitude towards life, he's into Stoicism, very stoic individual. He has a lot of great principles in this book specific to adversity. So I'm going to discuss a little bit about how do you reframe adversity? How do you look at your suffering in a way that actually serves you and serves your life and seeks to make you better, rather than your suffering always sort of damaging you, right? Or making you feel like you're going 10 steps back all the time. So basically what this book is saying is that your adversity is the way forward. When you encounter an obstacle, the answer to your problem, the answer of how you get where you want to go, is to face it, right? It is to go into it. And is that challenging? Of course. Is that very demanding? Of course. This is not supposed to be an easy process, but what you need to understand, and what you can understand, especially by reading this book, is the way you grow is to go into the adversity, is to open yourself to it so that you can see, what is it teaching me? What is it showing me about myself and my relationship to life and the way I think and the things I believe? What is it showing me that I can work on? What is it showing me that helps me step up where I need to take more responsibility, or whatever it is? The book is basically saying that your obstacles are the opportunity for you to get better. The obstacles are the very place in which you will learn the most, where you'll grow the most, where you'll understand the most, and obviously where you'll be challenged the most. But obstacles are the place where you learn to take action, right? When you're suffering, it's the time you learn to step up and take action, right? Life becomes a series of obstacles met with really invoking deeper energy and resourcefulness within yourself, and then throwing massive action and understanding and curiosity at the problem so that you can move through and you step on top of your suffering. You end up using it as a platform to move upwards, right? If you avoid your suffering, you miss that opportunity. You miss the opportunity to grow and to really, work yourself into life, right? You sort of escape, you leave, and you miss out on all of it. You end up staying where you sort of were at whatever level, only to still have the obstacle waiting for you. Doesn't go away. It's just now you miss the opportunity to use it as fuel, right? It kind of just now becomes scarier and creates more anxiety, and possibly the problem even gets worse. And another thing he says in the book, which is interesting, is that adversity is never going to go away, right? The point of facing your adversity and your obstacles isn't to arrive in the land of no obstacles. You'll be challenged your whole life. You'll be facing adversity forever, right? And the goal is not to escape adversity, which you never will. Obviously, it might get less and less, but the point is strengthening your ability to face your adversity by facing all of the other ones, right? By facing these obstacles, you're developing a strength from within, and you're gathering a strength as you go that allows you to completely change the way you approach adversity more and more and more and more as life goes on. You're like building this muscle, right? You're training your biceps in a similar way now with your muscle of being able to handle adversity with acceptance and presence, being able to figure out adversity, being able to really set aside the rest of life temporarily while you face an obstacle, being willing to do that. You're strengthening all of these muscles, right? But only if you choose to treat the obstacle as the way forward, going into it. Like I've said, like that's the only way you train this muscle, right? And the good news is that, like I said, you'll never not have adversity, but your whole relationship towards it changes, right? You no longer see it as this very scary, dreadful, very like deep. It doesn't make you want to crawl into a bed and cry. It's something you now get excited about, something that you see the massive opportunity in, almost to the point. And I've experienced this in life, which was kind of hard and interesting to feel, was I started to get excited to suffer, or I started getting excited to have something be very challenging, because now I understood this is the way I'm going to get better. This is the opportunity, and this is where I'm actually getting lucky enough to have something happen where I can step up and grow, right? Like suffering becomes the very place that you grow. So you become not encouraging of suffering. You don't willingly make it happen, but you get excited when it does come up. You sort of get this interesting excitement around, knowing that you're about to grow in some way, rather than just terrified or just escaping. You don't run away. You understand, cool, this is my next phase. Something's about to happen here, right? Something's about to happen. And that's exciting, right? But only if you step up. So yeah, guys, this is a great book. I mean, you see, I've got many quotes here, many places that I've actually put sticky notes. And I think one of the biggest things he points to, which is great, is that adversity can either make or break you, right? That's kind of the point of this video, is to show you that you can reframe adversity completely as something that can now make you, not break you, right? But that's a choice. That's something you choose to do based on how you handle it. And it's important that you know that, of course, you're not going to handle adversity great all the time. You're going to have times where it's too much for you and it's too strong for you. But we're here to just reframe how you view it, right? From obstacle to opportunity. That's it. We're reframing this as something that's got potential. It's not just there to damage you. So yeah, guys, read this book. I'm just looking through anything here, if there's anything I can touch on. But yeah, he's just saying, obstacles will always be there, and focus on them when they're there. Focus on your relationship to it. Be very present with your obstacles and your suffering. Really, focus on them one at a time. Really bring yourself to face it. And what is the solution to adversity? It's understanding, it's engagement, and it's action, right? And it's really being able to sit with what comes up internally as well. How do you feel when this comes up? Why is it coming up? And how is this an opportunity to either feel something deeper that I haven't been feeling, or to learn more about how I respond to things, and asking, why does this come up? Why am I resisting this? Why does that thing that's happened cause me suffering? And I think the last thing I'll say is why this whole concept of, turning adversity into an advantage is, the thing about adversity, right, is that it really comes down to acceptance. If something causes you a problem, or you feel like it's an adverse thing that's happened to you and it's causing you anxiety, or it's an obstacle, often that's just a lack of acceptance, right? And I'm not saying there aren't genuine obstacles, but in a lot of cases, adversity is just lack of acceptance. We just we're not willing to internally accept that this thing happened, right? Like, let's say, something happens and it causes you stress and you really didn't want it to happen. And that's why it's adversity. That's why it's an obstacle. That's why it's causing you trouble. And so why adversity can be amazing in a way where some things will happen to you and you'll actually grow in ways that you can then apply to every other piece of your life. That is that adversity and facing adversity can allow you to learn to accept more. You struggle more, you suffer, you have obstacles, but each time you loosen yourself to accepting it more and more and more. Not perfectly, but each time you suffer, like we've discussed now, you engage with it and you let go just a little bit more. You loosen a little bit more and develop a little bit more of a deeper acceptance of life being bigger than you and happening. And it's this acceptance, this ability to really accept no matter what happens. Do this for 10 years and the things you'll be able to accept later on, the big obstacles, man, you'll just be able to handle them. You will just be this calm, very accepting human being that still has obstacles, but you accept them and you now just treat them as very calm problems to solve. And this, obviously, in this state of acceptance, the way you'll handle adversity is completely revolutionized, right? You're able to be filled with a lot more clarity. You'll be a lot more resourceful. You'll see a lot more things very clearly, and you'll be able to strategize better. You'll be more energetic enough to just handle it in the appropriate manner with clear perception. Why can you do this? Because of this book, right? Because of what this book is saying, which is grow from your suffering so that you get to this point that I'm talking about, where you can be this calm, very stoic problem solver and adversity handler, right? If you keep running away from your adversity and you keep framing it as a problem and you keep framing it as something to demonize, you will never get this kernel of growth from each little time you suffer, right? So when I say adversity, also, I didn't clarify. I mean something as intense as a breakup, or just something like you dropped a mug and it smashed on the floor and you resisted it and it was a little obstacle and you really didn't want that to happen today. Something as small as that versus something like a breakup. All of these are the spectrum of adversity, and all of these present the same opportunity to step up, to grow, to learn to accept, to figure out how to problem solve, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is, you have that opportunity. So read the book. It's really great. Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. If this video was enough to inspire you, that's awesome. But I highly recommend this book. It's really awesome. And yeah, guys, enjoy.